about flat pedals and the lack of riders that use them, especially or particularly in BMX racing. I think what I'll do is I'll get back home and set up the camera and have a little chat about it. Just my thoughts, it's not necessarily anything more than that. But personally I spend about I try to at least incorporate flats into every week's session, whether that be sprints or track or gates. Oh, too fast. At least once a week I think is good, and I think at least once a month having a full track session on flats is great.
Her, just some bottles of booze. He was focused on his last, never told her the truth. Constantly used, grace started fading away. She was giving everything what he would take and take. Her first real love, but the hit was fake. And she finally caught him over at his ex-girl's place. No, she don't know what to do, cause loving this guy, that was all that she knew. It's hard to find the next one when you're broken in two. Broken and bruised, feeling like you're destined to lose. But she never felt this way. She never felt this way. Grab another bottle, put it up to her face. Rather cover all the pain before she ever would say.
Okay, so hey guys, as some of you might notice, this is a re-upload of sorts. I uploaded a video yesterday about flat pedals, and after watching it a few times, I don't know, my editing yesterday was just not up to par. I didn't like any of it, so I thought I'd go back and redo the video, and there was also a few points that I missed. Yeah, yesterday was just one of those days where I made heaps of mistakes, and after I didn't really pre-check it before I uploaded, and then looking at upload I was like, this is definitely not up to standard. And I also made a mistake with my exporting. You can see it had a big black box around it, and yeah, I just didn't feel like that was good enough for you guys, so re-uploading. It's a bit shorter, but because I had to delete a lot of the footage, what I usually do is I export it, which I did with that one, and then I delete all the footage that I used to make room, and I did that and then realised that I exported it in the wrong format and couldn't really do anything about it. So, but I still had the GoPro clip, so I put together some stuff for that, for this flats video, and now I'm talking to you guys here. So hopefully if you watch the other one, you still watch this one, because there's a lot more I wanted to say on it. But yeah, basically, I mean, I've always noticed this, but especially this new generation of kids and riders, and yeah, in BMX racing, just this just such a lack of flat skills and experience, and taking that time to really learn bike skills before you go to clips. I think this has happened because people outside of the sport that come in assume that clips is, you know, this norm to straight away go to, that it's something that you need, something that you have to be pro, or that, you know, having clips makes you a pro or whatever. But it's really kind of the opposite, you know. Clips are something that a little 1%er that you add on once you've got all those skills and you've got the speed and you've got you know, the gates, the jumping, the manualing, all that kind of stuff, and those clips just give you that little extra that you need, you know, to take it to that next level. But at the same time, it won't really work if you haven't done that level of skills and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, I see lots of kids and riders at the track, and it's so blatantly obvious that they haven't ridden flats enough or ever, and just with their pumping and pedaling techniques and gate starts, and just very, very reliant on clips when they jump. You can tell how they pull up with their bike. It's completely different to how it should be, and it makes everything less efficient and less smooth, stylish, whatever. Doesn't look great either, no offense, but I mean, this is just my opinion. Obviously everyone has their opinions, but I just think that flats it's just such the raw definition of BMX and of racing bikes, racing push bikes. You know, it develops skills that you can't do without them, you know, and it's how the sport started, which I think has been lost a little bit. And yeah, I think it's all come from that notion that people think clips make you pro, and I think that's completely wrong. I know most of the pros out there do a lot of flat stuff. Barry Nobles, Nick Long, all those kind of guys. Then you watch like the old trans videos, you know, the DVDs. They had all the races on the big supercross tracks, like the ranch and all that kind of thing, and they were racing them on flats. Like, that's what it's all about. That's what BMX should be about, I reckon. And you know, when I raced the flat pedals at the open race in the Batemans Bay earlier this year, that was just one of the best vibe races that I've had in a long time, and it was just so cool to see everyone having fun and just that BMX, that awesome BMX vibe that you don't always get sometimes these days. So I think everyone needs to sort of go back to it. And I mean, it's not only that, it's the fact that training on clips and progressing on training on flats and progressing on flats is so good for your technique. I mean, pedaling with clips, riders tend to be very pulley. They rely on the clips, you know, their feet being clipped into the pedals, and you can see them pulling up with it. Whereas, you know, on flat pedals you obviously can't do that as much, and it's more about a full continued rotation, and obviously a full rotation pedal is much stronger than a just sort of up-down pedal. The best way to do, you know, to pedal, I always tell when I'm coaching, is you're not just working on that down movement, it's full rotations with both feet. And the best way to feel that and to get a good feel for it is on flat pedals. Same with jumping and gates. Gates are a little different to clipped in gates. You have to adjust slightly, but it still improves your gates phenomenally. And I think I would recommend, you know, at least one session a week on flats. I do 2 to 3 sprint sessions a week on flats, and then I try to do 1 gate session and 1 skill session on flats, whether that be skate park, mountain bike, BMX track, whatever, dirt jumps. But yeah, I think it's just crazy how the sport is now, and it's not necessarily all bad. There's lots of good things that have happened to the sport in the last 10 years. But I think we do need to remember our roots and remember where BMX came from, and really what the core skills are, and that's flat pedals. But you know, I'd be surprised how many people just don't understand that. You know, not just kids, but the parents. You know, I tell kids that I coach, I tell the parents, you know, they need to work on they need to do some training on flats, they need to ride on flat pedals more, and they never show up with flats, they always come with clips, and I think they seem to think that that's what's like the thing, and that if their kid doesn't have it, then their kid's not good, and I'm like, that's not at all the case, especially for training. I mean, it's just, I think people it's kind of like a pride thing almost, or whatever, but yeah. No, everyone train on flats, race on flats, ride flats every day if you can. It is the absolute core of your skills. It should be it's like, you know, when you're building like a building, and you know you want the whatever you call it, the base, the foundation to be strong. The foundation of BMX, of racing, of riding is flat pedals, is pedaling. And the best way to get to pedal is flat pedals. That's the way you get the best technique. So absolutely get on flat pedals, guys, and kind of get over yourself a little bit. And you know, you're not going to be as fast, you won't feel fast, you won't feel like you're improving, but I guarantee you spend a couple of weeks on flats and then you get into clips, you're going to feel 100 times better, and you're most likely going to be riding and looking 100 times better too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for the lateness of this re-upload, but I'm also uploading a mountain bike edit vlog tomorrow, where I hit up Thurbo downhill and enduro course. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and make sure you like and subscribe.